الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين ونصلي ونسلم على خاتم النبيين إمامنا وقدوتنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى الآل وصحبه الكرام. أما بعد, dear all, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praises belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and peace and salutations be upon Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, my dear mothers and fathers, in this month of at-taqwa, allow me to share with you a way of achieving at-taqwa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the fourth juz addresses the believers, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to be God conscious of Him the way He deserves to be remembered. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us to fear disobeying Him the way He deserves to be worshipped. Right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala thereafter commands the believers to an aspect that will be a means of the attainment of at-taqwa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, hold steadfast onto the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all together, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا, and do not disperse and become disunited. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us the importance of this message of Islam, and that this message of Islam is a means of unity and bringing people together, and that this religion and Islam is a ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. La ilaha illallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and remember the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you all, when you are apart in enmity, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed you by bringing your hearts together. La ilaha illallah. And because of this, you became brothers all together. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to understand the reality of this verse in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today, unfortunately, we find ourselves looking at every excuse possible to disunite, to maintain distance between ourselves and our fellow Muslim brothers or servants of Allah. Let's take family feuds for example. And this is the month of Ramadan, a month of unity where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unites the believers in a state and unites the believers during Salatul Taraweeh. And let's look how Islam promotes unity in the 5 times daily salah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants a people of a community to come together 5 times a day. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala associates and unites the rich in society with the poor in society by stipulating zakah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unites nations and people of different backgrounds in one place during the stipulation and time of Hajj. La ilaha illallah. Right? This is from the wisdom and complete nature of our religion Islam, which is a complete way of life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our act of worship teaches us unity. And this month of Ramadan will have a day at the end of it known as the day of Eid, a day in which we are supposed to have attained at-taqwa. And from the fruits of this at-taqwa is unity and togetherness, where families come together and the Muslim Ummah come together and celebrate their great worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what have we seen during previous Eids? We see family members refusing to visit other family members. Why? Because of petty feuds and petty squabbles. They choose to remain disunited. This is not from the signs of at-taqwa or servants of Allah. So understand the importance of unity, for wallahi, if we do everything in our ability to push our fellow Muslim brothers and sisters away, who will we have at the end? Who will we have? Who is there for us besides those who we share the belief in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those that have declared their acceptance of the prophecy of Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam? If we fight with them, who do we have? Let this Ramadan be a means of us putting an end to these squabbles, putting an end to these feuds, and make sure on the day of Eid you prove to yourself the presence of at-taqwa. You prove to yourself that you have indeed attained the fruits of this Ramadan by making a way forward and making an effort and going forward to those fellow Muslim brothers and sisters of yours who you have remained disunited from before. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us this understanding, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite us all and inspire us to be people who are quick to forgive their fellow Muslim brothers and sisters. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire us to be those that set the means that protect society and the Muslim Ummah from being disunited. Ameen. I leave you with these words to ponder over, and with that I end with our tagline for this month of Ramadan, and that line is that we as Muslims are an entity that are active and proactive. What are you doing, O servant of Allah, in serving Islam and the Muslims for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? هذا والله أعلم. I love you all for the sake of Allah. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.